GM, or genetic modification, is a special set of technology that artificially alters an organism's DNA. Genetic modification does not only occur within a lab. Farmers have been doing it for centuries through breeding. Since the mid-1990s, the United States has been the leader in GM crop planting worldwide. Often, many Americans are unaware that the food they consume is genetically modified.
GM foods benefit many aspects of our human lives, including our crops, animals, and environment. Genetic modification enhances food taste and quality and creates better yields of products from animals and crops. GM foods also help society in that they provide more food for the people. There is also controversial problems of GM foods, a large one being that when new genetic modification is released into the market, the food can cause unknown side effects to the consumers. Among some of the other issues is safety, ethics, and labeling.
Benefits of GM foods. The crops have enhanced taste and quality. It generates improved resistance to diseases and pests, and new products and growing techniques come out of it. For animals, there's an increased resistance, productivity, hardiness, and feed efficiency. They yield better meat, eggs, and milk, and there's improved animal health and diagnostic methods. For the environment, there is conservation of soil, water, and energy. There's better natural waste management, and there are more efficient ways of processing. And society, there are increased food security for growing populations. Controversies of GM foods. Safety. They can generate new diseases and viruses. Ethics. It requires tampering with nature by mixing genes among species. Labeling. It's not mandatory in some countries. And society. New advances may be skewed to interests of rich countries.
GM foods today. Many of the common foods we eat today are as a result of genetic modification. In the USA, almost 85% of the corn crop is genetically engineered, a type of genetic modification. Up to 70% of the processed food sold in the United States contains some form of genetic modification. Through genetic engineering, humans have been able to insert foreign DNA into certain species. For example, fish containing cattle growth genes, or tomatoes with flounder genes. The USA passed a single law about GM foods, saying that companies needed to use them wisely, even though there have been studies that show GM foods could potentially hold health risks. Genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is a modern technology that allows humans to cut out a desired portion of DNA molecules and insert it into a different organism to produce a specific trait. Genetic engineering creates many of the unnatural genetic modifications. Through genetic engineering, scientists can combine the DNA of unlike organisms and create a new breed. For example, one of these genetic modifications is the combination of flounder DNA with the tomato DNA to create biological antifreeze within the tomato.